My name is Esther Ndukus, an ambassador in Rants and Raves Group, an organization which creates awareness on mental health and wellness. I'm a single mother of 2. I've been raised in Makueni County, and I'm a divorcee. I met my ex-husband back in 2010, 2010, back in college. I remember that time I was taking a course in filming because I love everything about filming, back in Kibera, Otan Film School. And we were just young, and it happened one day. Okay, we became friends, good friends, because he was very good in editing and design work. So he always helped me in classes. So it happened that one day, where I used to stay with my friends, we had an issue with my friends, and out of that now, like, they chased me away from the house, like, Esther, we don't need you here anymore, you have not been maybe paying the bills, blah blah blah, a lot of stories, the way girls behave when they are in college. And the only person who came in my mind, because, okay, to my side I can say that I was full of pride, like, you know what, it doesn't matter whether you're chasing me away, I can still get a place to go and spend the night or maybe stay. Because at that time I was also working part-time job in a certain restaurant in town. So I called my ex-husband, he was a good friend of mine, and I was like, can you host me for a night or two? Because I knew at that time he was staying with his cousin. So there was nothing like a relationship between us. And he told me, it's okay, just come to my place. That was my first time, by the way, visiting his place. And so I left to his place expecting to go and get my own place. But what happened next, it's history. Because we started staying together, and I became pregnant. When I mentioned to him that I was expectant, he was like, it's okay, we can keep the baby, no problem. I never wanted to raise a child in a single family setup, because personally I've been raised by a single mom after she divorced with my dad. So I've seen my mom struggle with life. I've seen my mom go through hell, and I never wanted that to happen. I can say we were happy, despite the fact that we were struggling. We didn't have financial stability, but we were just happy young people trying to make it in life. That was now in 2011. Because we met in 2010, 2011, we have started staying together because here I am, I'm pregnant. I've grown up with anxiety disorder because of seeing my dad and my mom fighting all the time. So I was always scared of speaking out. I supported my husband in his hustle as a designer. We were staying in a single room back in Isile somewhere. We grew. 2012, the baby came. It was a good process. We got all the support from my family, from his family. In 2013, things started changing. Infidelity issues started rising up. And every day we were quarreling, having issues, a lot of issues. And for him, he's a quiet guy. He's not someone who is always speaking out. So whenever I would confront him, he would just be silent or just say sorry, like to end the story. But for someone like me, I'd need explanations. So now out of that, a lot of anger issues developed. Intimacy, ikaenda chini, we were not okay. 2013, ikielekea kuisha, I became pregnant again. I tried having an abortion without telling my husband, because I never wanted another baby. And also now this was like a shame. Like, how can I have two toddlers in my life like so quickly? But one day, I just had to tell him. And he told me, it's okay. Maybe ni Mungu amepanga mtoto akuje. Sometimes those are the kind of answers that we get. And I said, it's okay, I got the strength. But now that time, I used to lock myself in the house. I couldn't get out of the house. 2014 is here, and then boom, now the infidelity issue, it's now like, it's open. It's not now hiding anymore. And every day I'm fighting with women. Like, through messages, online. I would call these women. And when I call these women, it will be like hell. Now they would attack me. Yeah, like, umesikia mali nilikuja kukatia bwana yako. Ni bwana yako alinikatia. Confront your husband. I used to feel ugly. That maybe this man is cheating on me now because I'm ugly. So I used to blame myself a lot. And I remember one day telling him that if only I knew, maybe I could have aborted, even that first baby, seriously. I could have done anything possible, because if it were not for this kid, I wouldn't be looking like this. When giving birth to my second born, because my second born came in July, there is a church that we were worshiping with my husband. And he used to play keyboard in that church. I don't know what happened, because he started seeing a woman in that church. She used to be also a worshiper, also a praise and worship leader, something of the sort. And they started cheating together. This lady was a married woman also at that time. And I remember one day the church coming now for what we call baby shower. And I saw that woman, and in my spirit, okay, I used to pray a lot. And I would tell my husband, there is a woman who is destroying my marriage. And this particular woman, she's very focused. But he would tell me that hizo ndoto zako na wewe unashindanga tu kiniambia unaota. Kwa nini uwezi ota tu kitu mzuri kwa life yetu? And when now these church members, they came in my house, that one particular woman was there. And I remember looking at her and my heart pounding very fast. My heart was just beating, and I knew she was the one. And also the way she was behaving. And I felt in my spirit. And I called my husband in our bedroom immediately. I told him, I want to see you. And I told my husband, I want that woman to leave, or these people just to leave. I don't need these people in my house anymore. And then he told me that you're bringing drama. After like 3 days, I get the courage. I go to my husband's Facebook, and God is faithful because nilimpata. So I sent her a message in Facebook Messenger. I told her, Flani, please keep off my family. I know you are destroying my family, but keep off. But now what she did, she told me, no, it is not me, but it is someone else that I know. She's my friend, and I can help you. And the only way I can help you maybe is by helping you to meet her and you talk to her directly. So I felt it was so good. I even invited her for a coffee in my house, for a cup of coffee in my house. I like to apologize to her the way I approached her. I was stupid, because both of them, they were communicating and they were just playing with my mind. So, after talking to her, after I started even opening up to her, telling her that my husband is cheating on me. I've been feeling it in my spirit. It started happening. We women, we usually open up when we have issues and all that. And then she was there encouraging me. We became friends. Wow. And then one day, in her status, I just see her posting a pic of a place that of a place she had visited, and yet my husband had visited that place the same day. So now I started connecting some dots. So I asked her, kwani mulikuwa na fulani place? And then she was like, wapi? I told her, that pic that you have posted, pia fulani alipigiwa picha yake hapo. And then she was like, oh, ni vile siku kuambia, alikuwa amepeleka ile nani wake date huko. And then I asked her, mbona hukuniambia? I thought you are a good friend, you would have told me about all these things. And then she apologized. As usual, you see the way women behave. But now later on, I don't know what came up, but later on, I just felt deep within my spirit that this woman, she's lying to me. And now, my husband and I remember one day we quarreled, and the following day, I woke up in the morning, and I started feeling pain, a lot of pain, because I was pregnant, and pressure yangu ikapanda. I was rushed to the hospital. Yes, and that is how I delivered my second born now in the hospital. And I expected him to come to the hospital, but he said that he's very busy at work. I started hating myself, like I was so miserable. I'm in the hospital, I'm alone. I can't start telling my family that I'm not okay, because I've always portrayed this picture of Esther. She's fine, she's doing well. I don't want to tell people that maybe my husband is cheating on me, we have issues and all that. I don't want to let my mom down, because I've let my mom down in my education. I can't let her down in marriage. I have to choose, like I have to choose one between the two. So I come out of the hospital, I go back to the house, I get messages in his phone. He has been talking with this lady. She's the one that I've been suspecting. It's clear. I pack my stuff. My sister was in the house with my young kid. I pack my stuff. I go to my friend's house. It was a lot of drama, by the way. This lady starts, you know, talking to me nicely. Nimeachana na bwanako, wewe rudi kwa nyumba yako. And remember, she's a married woman, by the way. She's a married woman. I'm not talking about a young girl who is single. I'm talking about a married woman who is a mother at the same time. She has a husband. So she started talking to me, telling me that wewe rudi kwa bwanako, nimeachana na yeye, tumeachana, pole, nimekukosea. I tried talking to the pastor. She's a lady. But for me, I don't know, but I felt that maybe she was supporting them in a way. So finally on, me nikarudi kwa nyumba yangu. When I went back to my house now, I remember because I delivered my baby in the month of July. So this, and remember I went through CS. So imagine hii drama yote inafanyika wakati nimefanywa operation ya kuzaa. So August ikielekea kuisha, I think it was 31st of August hapo. My mom had a very bad accident. And I had to go home now, because we are just two in my family, my sister and I. So when I left, let me tell you what happened within that week now. I started confronting this lady, because now she would post pictures of my husband in her status. And I would see. And I have like a small baby. My mom is dying in the hospital. And then, okay, my firstborn was left with my husband in the house. So nimebeba mtoto wangu ule mdogo. My sister now is the one who is taking care of my mom in the hospital, and I'm the one nimebaki saa kwa boma. So that lady akaanza kupost picha, like anaweka kwa status ka picha. Alianza kuweka na mkono nusu. So naangalia naona hiyo shati ni ya bwanangu. But I kept calm. The second day, kaweka kichwa nusu, like kichwa. So I confronted her. I asked her, why are you doing this to me? And then she just told me, ndio wachange maringo mingi, wacha sasa nikuonyeshe chenye natakanga kuona. And then she sent me pictures of her in my house, in my bed, with my husband, together of them. Wakuwa mepiga ma selfies and all that. And also in the kitchen, doing the wifely duties in my house. Even I can't remember how I reacted, because it's like I fainted, by the way. I was home alone. And then by the time niamke ilikuwa kaenda jioni. My baby was there, she had cried, and she's a small baby. I've not breastfed her for like, I can say, for almost 4 to 5 hours after seeing those pictures. But I gained the courage now after nimeamka. I started sending these pictures now to people. Yeah, because I just needed someone to see what is going on. I sent them to my auntie, I sent them to my friends. And let me tell you something, I thought some of my friends would support me, but they were laughing at me actually. And then the last person I called was my mom now. And imagine my mom is in the hospital. She's in the hospital. She has lost both her legs, you know, her hands. And I just call her. I tell her, Mom, this is happening to me. Larry has been cheating on me, blah, blah, blah. And my mom told me, Esther, I'm in the hospital. I'm in the hospital. And I remember talking to my husband, and my husband telling me that, sasa wewe umeenda kukaa nyumbani, ati umeenda kuangalia mama yako. Sasa mama yako akona watu wa kwao pia. Akona watu wa kwao. Wewe rudi kwa ndoa yako. Wacha kushinda ukinipigia kelele ukiniambia ati nahanya. Na plus unajaibisha. Unajaibisha kwa sababu hizi picha zenye unaonyesha watu, unaonyesha nini. Wacha kushinda hapa you know, someone who is now like is blaming you for everything and you are being told you are doing the wrong thing and what I'm doing I just need help. So nilikopa fare without even telling my mom. Kaeka mtoto hapa. Karudi Nairobi. When I came to Nairobi, that night my husband and I, it was not good. I can say it was not good because actually tulipigana for the first time. Actually hata sikuwa nakumbuka kama niko na CS. The following morning aliniambia tuwe toka enda. And I never wanted it to end like that. Now I contacted our first spiritual parents, the church that we used to go at first, and they came in the house and he was told to sameane, blah blah blah. At first it was a bit difficult, but after our spiritual parents made him to understand that this girl, she's going through a lot, and he was like, it's okay, nimemsamea. But ile kusamea ya na kusamea urudi nyumbani kwenu niendelee na maisha yangu na mrembo wangu. So I went back home, and that woman, she now inboxed me and she told me, Aja, walikuwa nafikiria ukikuja ndio mambo itaisha. You know, she was, I don't know what was pushing that lady. And by the way, I never mentioned to you that after my mom had an accident, after I left home, after I left my house to go home, my husband came to see my mom with the church together with the lady. So that lady confessed to me that tumekuja tumeona mama yako na by the way, aki anakaa nika atakufa. She was very provoking. It's like she wanted me to die or something. And the only thing, I would just cry. I just wanted to die. I never wanted to live. And then she started now sending me now the chats. That jana usiku wakati ulipiga fulani, wakati mlipigana ukamuuma mali fulani, nilimwambia chenye atafanya. So now she's sending the chats of, you know, the screenshots of the chats between her and my husband. And now that is the moment I realized that for real, I'd lost my marriage completely. And remember, I'm a girl who grew up without even dating. I was never exposed to men. I would look at my husband and would just feel like, this is not what I really wanted in my life. Like, you're not the man that I used to love. Like, we can't be. Yes, we are here, but I remember one day telling him that you are like a brother and a sister. And then he told me that, leave my house. Then I was like, I've been waiting for this moment because I never wanted to go. So I've always waited for that moment to tell me, leave. So I'm leaving. And for him, I think it was like putting it as a joke. But I really waited for him to tell me, leave. I was tired, I was suffocated, I was already depressed. I hated the whole thing, and I left. And that is how I left now to Dar es Salaam. So in 2017, I had a relationship that it took like 3 months, and it never worked because my ex-husband, together with that boyfriend that I had, they started communicating. I don't know how they started communicating. And finally, the guy, my boyfriend now starts accusing me of so many things. That wewe ulitoka kwa ndoa yako kwa sababu ulikuwa unahanya bwanako, wewe sijui umekuwa nini, a lot of stories. And then I just told him that, okay, I've been like that, it's over between us, please. I don't need any more stress from what I've gone through. And then after like a month now, because I just won a scholarship to study in one of the colleges we have in town. It's a college which is affiliated with Northampton University in the UK. And I was studying a degree in entrepreneurship, something that I always wanted. My young sis at that time, she was also a student in one of the universities around, private universities around. After my mom now, she had healed and all that, she has gone back to her business. So I wake up one morning and my sis, you know, I'm staying with my sis, and then she's the one who woke me up actually. Like, Esther, wake up. There is a lot that is happening. You're trending, manze. And then I'm like, Nini. She was like, is there something that you need to tell me that I don't know? Then I was like, what? And then she asked me this question, what have you been doing in Tanzania? Anyway, check your phone. And then I was so curious, switching on my phone and messages, tried calling you from so many people. I just go to my WhatsApp and boom, screenshots. Esther umeandikwa Kilimani moms and dads uncensored. The headline was the #1 prostitute from Makueni County. and my number, my two numbers, my Airtel, my Safaricom numbers zilikuwa zimeandikwa wapi? Hapo. And then a fake story about myself, how I broke up with my husband because of prostitution, and how my mom is suffering back at home, and how my kids wamekuja kukua chokora. One thing that I don't know about these people who get this courage to write fake stories about people, I mean, I really don't know, but it was written that I've been HIV positive, and that is the reason why my husband chased me away. He chased me away because I was HIV positive, you see. And wow. And now sababu nimewakisha simu, people start calling me. Strangers starts calling me. There are those men who just asked me, unalipisha hii kitu pesa ngapi? Yes. And for the first time, I thank God because I managed to speak about it now in public. So you can imagine now men calling me and asking me, na vile uko mrembo hivyo unalipisha pesa ngapi? Vile uko mrembo uliona ufanya, I know a lot of stories. But there is this one person, I thank God, because he called me and he told me, switch off that phone. Let me have your sister's number and switch off that phone. Don't talk to anyone. Because after now the screenshots, I remember putting the screenshots now in my timeline, trying to, now I was like trying to justify, telling people, if this is what you want to believe, believe it. But at the end of the day, I know my truth. But now that person told me, just pull down whatever you have written, Esther. We have never met, but I believe you. Anyway, depression, ikanihit vizuri proper. That is the moment now I wanted to kill myself. I tried killing myself, not once, by the way, twice. And I came to learn there is power in speaking out. There is power in being listened to. The moment one person listens to you without judging you, without asking you questions, without condemning you, then that is the time you start healing. That is the first step to healing. But funny enough, or can I say rejection, sometimes it means redirection to something better. Because most of the men that I would find, I would meet, they would just tell me that, sijulisikia ulianikwa kwa sababu ya kitu fulani. So my life was just like being alone. And through speaking out now to this guy, he is a guy actually, the person that I was talking to, the person who helped me to heal, I came to know my purpose. I came to understand that I'm not defined by what I've gone through, and pole pole depression ikaanza kuisha, accepting myself for what I've gone through, forgiving myself, forgiving my past, forgiving my parents because of growing up in a domestic violent home, and also forgiving myself for exposing my mom to all the troubles, that I made her, go through because of me. And through that, I started my own initiative called Unmask, whereby now we are able to talk about our dirty stuff, the kind of things that we have been hiding inside. Through my story, I've managed to inspire people. I've managed to get also a job through runs and traves, and to take my initiative to another level. And I'm here to encourage other people that no matter what you're going through, no matter what you have gone through, there is still hope for you. Because despite the depression, despite the cyberbullying, despite failing in my marriage, despite dropping out of school, despite being a single mom at a young age, I'm still here to say that yes, I never gave up and I made it.